Good afternoon, Park Avenue traders. So I decided to do this video about the sterling yen trade that we put on and go over the last couple of days because they were rough. Basically on the wrong side of the sterling dollar for the last couple of days. Trades were all valid. I mean, they were counter-trend trades trying to find the turn point and couldn't find it because the market wasn't ready yet to turn. And I'm glad, I wasn't stubborn about it. I'm going to tell you, it was a bit frustrating. And as soon as I get frustrated, I realized that, first of all, there's no reason to get frustrated with the marketplace. The marketplace is going to do what it's going to do. I know that. But it's still annoying, and I go through it as well as anybody else. But again, with the sterling dollar, what I was trying to do is I was trying to get long sterling yen at a better price. And I just couldn't do it because every time I bought the sterling, the idea was to be able to buy the sterling as the sterling was moving up. Then I can go in and sell the yen, legging into the sterling yen, legging into the cross. It was over sophisticated. I should have just, should have paid attention to sterling yen itself. And I tell you, I would have had some frustration there too because I would have been buying, maybe, well, I don't know. I mean, if I look at the last couple of trades, I probably would have been getting long sterling yen around 84.60, 65, which is better than what I got in at, but that's hindsight. That's neither here nor there. So to just go over this trade and like what was going on so that you can learn from my frustrations. We had a buy envelope originally here after with this marketplace here created a buy envelope here. Here was a breakaway bar. Now, it needed to get above this pivot high to basically try to attack this pivot high on the 1 hour chart. All right. This would have been frustrating because, well, at best, if that trade probably would have been break even or maybe a slight, maybe 10, 15 pip loss on that because I would have been really excited about buying this breakaway bar, and I would have been adding, pyramiding the trade probably here, and then this thing reversed back down. So I definitely would have either broke even or lost pips, but I did not take the trade, so I don't know. So it's all hypothetical. This morning when I came in, I looked at sterling dollar and I said, "Look at this sterling dollar." I almost sold it, and I almost sold it at 122, I think 60. And I said, I can't do that. I have no real sale level. I was just frustrated with it. I was like, this thing is a piece of garbage. It may retrace back. It may cover the same ground twice, going back down to 120, 160. So I was kind of arguing in my head. I had a little bit of an argument in my head saying I should sell this. Then I said, I have no real signal to sell it. I can't sell it. So I looked at dollar yen. I said, dollar yen. All right. So dollar yen made the retracement last evening off of the trendline break. Thank God Eric pointed it out to me. And I saw the trendline break. And I saw that the trendline break went right down. Really tiny movement down. Perfect Forex confidant trendline break. Using the fib levels to gauge it. Really nice. Fell right down 100%. It couldn't get any further. And basically started, moving back up. That gave me the idea. I said, well, maybe dollar yen will be pinned at around 150. At the time, I bought like 150, 85, 90. And perhaps sterling dollar will start to regain some strength. But I was not going to buy sterling dollar again. I thought I'd look like a moron if I bought sterling dollar. In my own mind, I was thinking, that's stupid. I mean, I've been buying sterling dollar the last couple of days. I said, you know what? I'm interested in the cross. I'm going to buy the cross. I bought the cross basically here on the breakaway, right here. So here was the breakaway bar. I bought it. My stop loss was down here. 1R loss, 40 pips. Now, what I didn't do for you guys was I did not pyramid the trade for you guys. I did pyramid the trade for myself because I couldn't pyramid for you because that was excessive risk considering the last couple of days I didn't make any pips. I lost maybe 15 pips the last couple of days. So I did not want to pyramid a trade where I didn't have any profits in it for you guys. But I did pyramid for myself, but that's neither here nor there. And why I'm mentioning it is because I'm going to talk about how you can pyramid in another video. Maybe we'll do once we launch and get live. We'll talk about like pyramiding trades, and we'll talk about how you could use certain things for an idea of how to pyramid. And there are a couple of techniques to actually pyramid, you know, and I'll get into that in the next video. But once we had the breakaway bar, okay, this marketplace again was being really shitty. I mean, it wasn't doing, I wanted this move, of course, I wanted that right away, right? But I had this 1 hour of indecision marketplace, again, trying to, you know, basically screw over the weak hands, and then marketplace started moving. Now, I got out for 1/3 for you guys at 08 or something like that. And the reason I did that was just to get away from the fire for you. I did not get out for me. I actually added at 185.10. And I dumped those at 185.31 at the 1R. What my position, my pyramid, I dumped. So that ratcheted my my core position nicely away from the crap that always occurs. But anyway, so here we sit. The reason I bought it was because, you know, this was the old buy envelope, okay? Once it broke out of this and created this buy envelope, I took it, said, okay, well, you know, if the marketplace turns down and gets me, I would have been out of the trade way before. A matter of fact, I was actually thinking of I was long at 91 or something. I was actually thinking of getting out of trade at, it's like 79. If it would have went 79, I would have dumped it. I was, you know what? I don't have a clue what's going on. I'm dumping this thing. Thank goodness I was patient with it, because there were some points in this hour I was saying, you know, I have some cognitive dissonance with myself, fighting the trade. Now, today would have been, if I would have lost today, that would have been 3 days, and I basically would have said I'm officially in a slump. And nobody, you know, when you get in a slump, you don't know when you're going to get out of it. It is, you know, for me, I've learned that what I have to do whenever I get into a slump is I just cut back my trading size. Although, you know, I want to increase my trading size to get back pips, it's best just to cut back trading size until I have a win. You know, I have the money management system in Forex Compound is a very good system. And although now I trade something quite different, whereas I'm trading, you know, a fixed delta system, it's still in place that when I have like 3 losses in a row, I cut back. I go to 1/3 my size until I get 2 winners in a row. Then I can go back to my normal size. So I do have that in place. It's important because what happens to people, and I've seen it happen, is that you get angry, right? Because it's a psychological thing, and who you're angry at, you're angry at yourself, or whatever. It it really makes absolutely no sense. But you have to prevent yourself from doing stupid things when you're trying to get back to even. Everything has to do with pain, right? I mean, I still say, even if I had like so many winners in a row, it was just so annoying that I actually took some losses. And I felt that I took some losses in sterling dollar because I was stubborn in not reading the market correctly. Okay, it happens to everybody, right? I mean, you just don't read the market right. But it's just annoying to me that I wasn't reading the market right. So at that point, I was starting to get, I felt myself, I actually said to myself, why am I getting angry about this? This is stupid. I mean, it's part of the game. So I was cutting back until today. Today would have been a day where I would have cut back. Actually, I actually did 2/3 what I normally should do. Then when I added the 1/3 that I normally have. So it got me kind of, full potential in. But so the trade sits here right now. What I just did was I ratcheted the stop down to, 26. Now if it's gonna go, it needs to break up through here, and it should be using like 50 as a support point to get up through the 185.97, and then it's a new look. I mean, the ultimate high, right, has been like 186.76, 77. So if it breaks that, well, I don't know, but right now that's where we sit. I'm glad I was able to scoop 1R and a little bit more for you guys, and we're back on track. So I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.